being more of you. And what you should say is looking and becoming more of me. I am saying I am becoming more of me. It is true. We are constantly growing and evolving. We are unfolding into our higher selves. We are learning to reach new levels of consciousness and self awareness and reaching a greater awakening about who we are and what we are called to do and what we are capable to do on this earth. It's true. Okay. You are constantly growing and reaching more of your true self, your divine self, your authentic self, your beautiful self, your light self, your gold self, your God self, your goddess self. We are constantly growing. We are constantly shifting. And, some key words that come into play as we talk about becoming more of you. It's about discovering yourself in a new way. It's about uncovering new interests that maybe you didn't have in the past. It's about unfolding. Think about the unfoldment of yourself, right? There's some things that haven't been shown to you, you haven't seen or understood about yourself, but then suddenly in new seasons, you begin to unfold into this deeper likeness of self. You become more acquainted with a deeper part of yourself. It is you evolving and becoming more, being your higher, greatest self. Okay. And so here's the deal: more means that there is untapped potential and infinite possibilities for your life. More of you means untapped potential and infinite possibilities, and that something wants to be birthed from you. There's something that you are to give life to. There's something that you are to create. There's a move that you are to make. There's a change that you need to make happen. And it's all connected to you discovering, unfolding, and evolving into this more connected self, this more connected being, this more conscious being. Okay. And guess what? More of you is always connected to something that you hold deep within your soul, something that you desire, something that you are hoping to achieve, something connected to your destiny. You see, there's always more for you to achieve if you allow yourself to grow into that more. The things that you want to achieve are simply connected to things that you have a strong interest for, a passion for, something that you believe is connected to your purpose, that is divine, that is a calling that's bigger than you. But you got to tap into that more and be willing to allow yourself to reach that higher level. Give yourself the ability to experience the capacity of higher levels of your wonderful self. So that's what we mean by more of you. More of you means that there is more to life to enjoy. There's abundance, there's prosperity, there's happiness, joy, peace, well-being. All of that is for you. And so in your life right now, you may be thinking right where you are is where you are meant to be. That may be true for this time in your life. That may be true. But you may also be feeling an urge to shift and do something different and follow an urge or a call that is different from what you've been doing in the past year, 2 years, 3 years. That's the call for you to unfold into more of you. So here's the key thing that we must remember in this journey to becoming more. Here's the key thing. You have to give yourself permission to discover your more. You have to be willing to go deep and see what's behind what you already know, what's unique to what you've been doing already. You have to be willing to grow into the more. You have to be willing to be curious about the more and develop into it and do things possibly slightly different from the way you've been doing it. You have to give yourself permission to be more. No one can do it for you but you. It's a choice, it's a decision that's all on you. Now, I want to talk to you about why we don't give ourselves permission. This is very important The reason why we don't give ourselves permission is because we are caught in the misconception that when we have something, when we achieve something, when we accomplish something, it has to be for a really long time or almost forever. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the reason why we don't give ourselves permission to evolve and grow is because we have belief blocks, beliefs that block us from moving forward in our divine destiny, moving forward into the call for more. So let's talk a little bit about the misconception that what you get is forever. That is false and it is not true. Just because you achieve something doesn't mean it has to be that way forever. So I'll give you some examples. Marriage. Ooh, right? You get married, the teaching and the message is be with that person forever, to death do us part. And you know what? If the situation allows for it and it's a healthy, loving, compassionate, sexy, fun marriage, then hell, ride it out to forever. I'm all for that. But if it's toxic and if it's not serving you and you're unhappy and there's damage being done to your well being and your emotional state, is it forever? Is it forever? The teaching and the programming and the training that we received is that it is forever. And what happens is when we hold on to a belief block like that, guess what? We don't evolve, we don't grow and discover more of ourselves. Okay, I'll give you another example. On the job, all right, you are on the job, you've advanced in your career, you've been doing great, and there's a teaching that says if you're doing good, stay on that job. Stay on that job. Don't shake things up. Just keep advancing. Yet you're unhappy. You're not fulfilled. You're not being challenged. And that lack of fulfillment and restlessness that you're experiencing actually is insight into the fact that there's more for you to experience beyond that particular position and beyond that particular job. There's more of you. And I know this all so well, okay? I know what that feeling is like when I am comfortable in a particular place and then suddenly I begin to get restless where I'm at. I've had this experience on multiple jobs before working for myself and being a completely free woman. I know what it's like to be happy on a job, then suddenly start to question if it's for me at this point in my life, at that point in my life. Is it something that I'm still fulfilled with? Is it something I'm still enjoying? And every time I began to get restless, oh, it was so frustrating because I was comfortable, right? Comfortable. Because when we talk about permission to allow yourself to grow, you got to be willing to get out of your comfort zones. That's what today is all about. That's what the topic is about. More of you is beyond your comfort zone. But when you've been at a certain place for a certain period of time, it feels good. It feels comfortable, yet you're feeling something missing. There's a lack in terms of your fulfillment being there every day, contributing, or maybe you're not performing at the level you should. Listen, my grandmother stayed at her job for 25 plus years, okay? I wish I could have been that person, but more of me was calling every single time I felt restless and frustrated at a workplace. All right. More of me was calling. And so it's always about when that more of you is calling, when that restlessness is calling, thank the heavens for it, because it's insight into you being able to discover more of you. It's an invitation to step out and do something different. It's an invitation for you to discover your capacity, your capability, your potential, and your possibilities at a whole nother level. But if you settle and stay comfortable, you miss out on the evolution of your purpose, your growth, and you getting more intimate and acquainted with the power that you are. Okay, so again, we're talking about stepping outside of your comfort zone and how you reach more of you, growing and evolving into this divine, beautiful, deep person at new levels. You got to step out of your comfort zone because more of you is beyond the comfort zone. And so I'm talking about areas in our life where we've been taught that we may have to stay there for a very long time, or we have to settle and stay comfortable. And I'm saying, nope, One of the key things is you have to give yourself permission to evolve and grow by stepping away from something that you have felt comfortable in, yet it's not fulfilling you the same way. And so another simple example of how we know we're growing, a car, for example, okay? A car. You've been driving a car for a certain period of time. You've had that car for a while. It served you well, but then suddenly you become attracted to another car. And you look, oh, that's a pretty car. Oh, I like that color. But I really got this great car over here. It's serving me well. I financed it, I leased it. I have a couple of more years on it. What's the big deal? But more of you is attracted to something different from what you've had. Maybe you drove a Nissan, but now you want to step it up to an Acura. And the story might be, why spend extra money for an Acura? Why do that when the Nissan is a great car? Because more of you is looking to burst out and become. That's just a small example. I want you to understand how the little examples, understanding the insights that come from little examples like, oh, I'm attracted to a different type of car than what I'm driving, helps you to understand when there's a big thing that you have to make a shift and change on. Okay, when you feel an urge, when you feel a glimpse, or when you feel restlessness, my friend, that means it's time for you to grow and move into the next level. But will you stay comfortable? Will you stay in the comfort zone? Will you settle because you don't want to unravel how things are? I'm calling you today, and I'm calling you out today to say it's time for you to discover more of you. It's time for you to uncover what is waiting for you. It's a new year, my friends, and there is something on your heart that is moving you. There is something that you are restless about because you know it's time for a change. There is something that you want to accomplish. There's something you want to achieve. There's a business that you may want to start. There's a promotion you want to go after. There's a job that you may want to leave. Okay, there's a new position you may want to apply for. Maybe you want to have babies. Maybe you want to drive a new car. Whatever it is, you must honor the soul when it speaks to you and calls you to reach for new and more. It is your responsibility, divine responsibility, to search for and really go after the more. There is more of you than where you are today, my friends. There is more for you to achieve. So I'm curious to know how we are feeling about this topic. Feel free to make a comment in the chat. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. I love to hear from you and talk about how this conversation is resonating with you today. So before we wrap up, I want to give you 8 tips for you to go beyond your comfort zone to discover your more. That is my goal, okay? I want you to walk away with some strategies. So first and foremost, you have to acknowledge, right, before I get to these tips, that there is something within you that's driving you, that's motivating you, that's calling you. There's more to you than where you currently are now. There's a greater awakeness and awareness about yourself that you don't know yet, but there's glimpses and insights that are telling you, discover it, uncover it, be curious about it. Don't hold back. Follow the call. That's what I like to say. It's a call. Follow the call, pursue the call. And so when you are in this openness to becoming more of you, you want to get clear on exactly what your soul is calling you towards right now. Okay, don't worry about 2 months from now, 3 months from now, but right now, what is your soul calling you to do right now? What are you feeling an urge to do right now? And what you may do is really explore what gets you excited and what gets you restless in different areas of your life. And that leads to my second tip for you. When you get clear on what's calling you right now, okay, let's just say it's starting a business. Let's just say you want to, have a child and start a family, whatever it is, right? I want you to examine the cost of playing it safe and not pursuing what your soul is calling you to do. I want you to examine the cost of staying in your comfort zone and settling. What is at risk if you do not follow your call to grow into more of you? What is at risk? What could you potentially lose? What could you potentially not experience? And I want you to think about the many different elements of your life: emotional well being, your spiritual self, your professional self, your physical being, your financial status, how you see yourself, and how you'll be able to live with and deal with yourself. See, when you don't pursue something that you know you should pursue because more of you is calling towards it, you will be disappointed with yourself. You will feel frustrated. You will feel miserable. You may even go into depression. You may be bitter. You may be angry. That is the cost of not pursuing the call for more. That is the cost of you not unfolding and uncovering what else is there for you to experience. Now, the next thing that you're going to do, number 3, is examine the possibilities, baby. Examine the potential, the rewards, and the benefits of you following the call of your soul, pursuing more of you, being curious about more of you, taking action towards that thing that you feel an urge to do. What would it be like? What would it feel like? So this place right here that I'm talking about, this is the place where you get high. Let yourself be on a high vibration and the visualization and imagination of all that could be if you pursue this thing that is calling you. What would it feel like? How good would you feel? What would you possibly accomplish? Okay? So, number 1, get clear on what your soul is calling you to do. Number 2, examine the cost of you not following the call to be more of you. And then examine the cost, or rather the possibilities of you following the call to more of you. Number 4, we're talking about you being more of you, and that requires you to go beyond your comfort zone. So how do you begin that process of getting out of your comfort zone and becoming more of you? Number 4, commit to at least one inspired action. So remember, number 3 said examine the possibilities, the potential, the rewards, the benefits of you stepping out and doing more. It feels good. Just look at it, feel it, examine it. Get intimate with the manifestation of it, the success of something that you want to do, the outcome being positive and beautiful. Just sit there with that. And in that place of good feeling, what you now do is commit to an inspired action. The key word is inspired, because in that feel good place of possibility, what could possibly happen is you get an idea to do something based on the thing that you are feeling called to do. And remember, what you're feeling called to do is insight that there's more of you to be birthed. A new idea, a new calling, a new desire is in positioning you to discover more of you, my friend. So listen to what comes up for you. What ideas do you get? What are you feeling inspired by? Not what are you feeling forced to do, not what's on your to-do list or task list, but what's inspiring you to take action. There's something that came out of that feeling of possibility. When you get it, grab it, hold on to it. Now, number 5 says, wait. Be with the inspired action. Sit with it and keep looking for more inspired action. Keep seeking clarity on what it is you need to do. Because see, when you're in your comfort zone, it's a safety net for you. And sometimes it's going to take baby steps for you to move out of it so that you can take the action. One sure way for you to be confident in taking the action is processing, sitting with it, and continuing to find the feeling of inspiration before you take the action, okay? But here's the key thing. Don't be attached to any outcome. Don't look for a specific outcome. Just be with the feeling, listen to yourself, and look for that space of self trust, okay? Because in that space of self trust, what you know is, all right, I should do this. I want to take this inspired action. I'm ready to move forward. All right, now here's the deal, my friends. When you're stepping outside of your comfort zone and you're testing the waters and you're trying something new out, what's going to happen is doubt. Doubt is going to happen. All the reasons why things can't work for you, or you think about how it's going to work and thinking, I don't have the resources to do it, will come up. What you must do so that you can experience the beauty of more of you and achieve your goals, desires, and aspirations, and to step out of your comfort zone, is to get out of that damn doubt really quickly. Do not entertain doubt. Shift your thinking when doubt comes up. Here's how you do that. This is the next step. Number 7. You practice mind discipline, my friends. Get in control of your thoughts and teach yourself and train yourself to focus on what you want to achieve rather than sitting there and focusing on everything that can possibly go wrong. Stop focusing on worst case scenarios and begin to imagine best case scenarios. That goes with what I told you about examining the possibilities. You want to build on that. My friends, we need to train our minds to think in a way that's going to position us to get what we want. You've been in your comfort zone for so long that you have become in habit of thinking about what could possibly go wrong if you think about stepping outside of your comfort zone. And what I'm saying is you have to debunk that. You have to shift that. You have to reprogram your mind and change your perspectives about what you want to achieve. Here's how I know this is true. If there is a desire calling you, if there's more calling you, if there's an idea that you have, if there's something that you feel in your soul you must do, you already have it. You are already set up for success. The only thing getting in your way is how you see the situation, the perspective that you hold, and the negative thinking that comes along with the risk of stepping out and going for what you want. But what I'm here to tell you is you can achieve it because it's already yours, because divinely it's been given to you. Do you hear that? Divinely, it's been given to you. You've already been blessed with it. Now you just have to position yourself with the right way of thinking to get it. Okay? And so it's very important that you slay that doubt when it comes, and you shift and practice mind discipline. You practice mind discipline. All right? Now, here's what you need to know. If you have been called to do something and you feel a strong feeling about it, a strong desire for it, and you feel restless when you start to think about not pursuing it, and you feel frustrated because you're not pursuing it, then it's yours. And so what you have to remember is that you are already ready for it. When you get a call for more of you to step out and do something different, it simply means that you are ready for it. Do you hear that? A strong urge equals you are ready. Trust yourself. You are capable. You are gifted. You are more than enough. Follow the call. Look for higher levels of who you are. Know that where you are is not the end of where you're going and where you're supposed to be. It's just only part of the journey. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. Will you follow the call for more of you? Will you listen to your soul and honor the call that says, come and discover what's there for you? There's something beautiful that you are supposed to do on this earth. And I'm sure you're doing some amazing things already, but that's not it. There's more unfolding to come. So the key thing is that you must honor the call so that you can go through the process of unfolding and being more. So my friends, we have been talking about more of you is beyond your comfort zone. and that you have permission to step outside of your comfort zone. No one gives you permission but you, okay? What holds us back from thinking we do not have permission is the misconception that we are supposed to be in a certain situation for a long time or forever. That is a misconception. It ain't true, okay? Just a recap. It's not true. And also, we have belief blocks. We have beliefs that stop us from going after what we want because of the beliefs that we've inherited over teaching and training and things that we learn from institutions or our parents, right? Those belief blocks block us from moving forward with what we are being called to do. And what I'm saying is get clear on what it is that you want. Listen to what your soul is calling you to do. Examine the cost of you not following the call for more of you, but also examine the cost of you achieving the possibilities, looking for the infinite potential and what the rewards and benefits will be. Get high off of that and find the inspired action. Take inspired action when you get there. Manage your doubt by keeping your thoughts in check and always bet on yourself, my friends. Bet on yourself. You are ready and you are more than capable. Thank you so much for hanging out with me with this Facebook Live, baby. I enjoyed my time with you. Thank you for giving me the permission to teach, to learn myself, and to grow along with you. My name again is Tirza Barnes, CEO, Principal Trainer Consultant, and Coach of Tirza Motivates, where we provide personal development and professional development. We work with individuals, but also with organizations to provide employee training and development, leadership consulting, and technical assistance. And if you are interested in personal development, I invite you to check out my website at tirzamotivates.com, but also subscribe to my newsletter so you can get information about events that are happening and articles and tips around what we've been talking about today. If you are interested in a life strategy session, there's a link in the chat. Why don't you sign up? Let's talk. I would love to support you and coach you in becoming more of you. All right, my friends, take care. Be well.